Gaming to me means infinite possibilities.
Gaming has always meant to me a form of escape and imagination.
A way that I can endlessly express my creativity, an opportunity to think critically and compete fiercely.
It's quality time spent with friends, experiences, memories, and just overall having a fun time. That's what gaming should be about.
A piece of art that you get to be a part of. I love books, I love novels, movies, everything, but it's just the person who's made it, like giving it to you and you get to observe it. But I could play a game and then my friend could play a game and we could be completely different. We could do completely different things and have completely different experiences to talk about later. And that's what I really love about games, is that they change for you and how you want to play them.
Some of the most significant gaming experiences I had growing up were in the realm of multiplayer games, connecting with my friends not just on a split screen, but through MMOs, Dark Ages of Camelot, EVE Online, EverQuest, World of Warcraft. Those games were huge in really demonstrating the power of multiplayer and connecting many players together across the world. The shared experience is something that I believe is something we have continued to tap into and try to find ways to push.
I've been a fan of Bungie since, Halo, but especially Destiny. I play Destiny pretty much every day. All my friends play Destiny and we met each other that way and we still talk all the time. And it keeps us in contact in a way that we wouldn't be able to do without this game.
A studio that has completely changed my life has been Blizzard. In 2004, when they came out with World of Warcraft, that game became my entire life. I have fond memories of raiding with my friends. There's a lot of times where I was so happy to get this piece of gear that I had been trying to get every week in Ulduar or Icecrown, or being able to kill some of the bosses that I watched in cinematics.
Every different game sort of elicits a different emotional response. At the risk of sounding vain, one of the things I feel a lot is very smart. I think a lot of my favorite games, the designers and the artists, they've built these worlds in a way where when I'm doing something that is amazing, I feel like I've tricked them. I feel like I'm doing something significant and unexpected, and I feel like a genius mastermind of the world I'm playing in.
I always loved being in those worlds. I loved going into different zones in the games that I'm playing and looking around and just being in this different world. And as I got older, I knew I wanted to make environments. I wanted to be the person who created those worlds.
I think the first game I played that made me think of games as a career, something I could do, is probably Jak and Daxter by Naughty Dog. I still maintain it is one of the world's most perfect double jumps to ever been animated in the history of the Earth. I loved the narrative arc of Jak going from this very playful, mute with his sidekick to sort of edgelord out in the wastelands, and the animation was just exquisite. It was in every facet of that game was so driven by animation.
The games that inspired me to join the industry originally were Super Smash Brothers. All my friends would come together and I would play Kirby and irritate all of them. And then Counter-Strike came out and Day of Defeat was the mod we all played. And we'd go in and I just enjoyed doing one thing, and that was putting a grenade on my M1 Garand and shooting it off and having that really satisfying sound. Back then you'd have to go to a internet cafe and buy your hours of the computer, and you would go there and be like, I wanna get this computer next to my friend, and we're gonna log in at the same time. And when that started to change to more home computers and consoles for me and my friends, I just wanted to do that. I wanted to make those experiences and tell those stories.
A lot of what we create is essentially a love letter to all of the things that were created in gaming before us. And along with us, we're constantly inspired by what we see coming out every day. The admiration, the love that we have for that, we try to include that as a core ingredient in what we create, and in a hope that will be seen and felt by the players, but also the developers, who recognize those, the nods we give back to them. Those all play a major part in what I do and what we try to create.